Welcome to the Embracing Race podcast. I am your host, Shawnee. My pronouns are she, her, hers.
I'm Jessie, and my pronouns are they, them.
So okay, look. I mean, cut you off. My bad. That was so rude.
You're fine.
I feel like we're going to be blessed because we did not skip today. So for those that don't know, Jessie and I record on Wednesday mornings, but they were driving on Thanksgiving Eve, which is like when everybody is driving.
Day of the year.
So with that being said, we moved it up. I ain't have anything to do.
It's a priority, Shawnee. It's a priority.
Also, I wanted to see Jessie's face. I don't know how this episode is going to go because there wasn't much in pop culture. Well, there's a whole lot of stuff in pop culture. I just didn't want to talk about it because I give thanks. I didn't know. I was like, should we have a topic? But we don't even have topics, so it didn't even matter.
I want to highlight the list this week where these are just headings, but I think everybody should know it's pop culture, political shit, and then Jesus stuff. That's how we if you guys think that we have this very organized, we've gotten very organized in this season. But if you think that we have this whole outline, that is our top. Those are our categories. It's just pop culture, political shit, and Jesus stuff. And the stuff that you have listed isn't even technically listed under any of those things.
But so I want to tell an indirect story. Okay, so rest in peace to Rosalynn Carter.
Good and faithful
servant. Jimmy Carter's wife of over 50 years. They got married. Bro, they got married the year my mother was born.
Oh my gosh.
1946.
Wow.
So they were married for 77 years?
Yeah, that's a lifetime. That's a whole lifetime.
Yeah. Little highlight about Rosalynn Carter, she wasn't your typical first lady. She did not go to college, right? But very faithful and very, very faithful in her faith. I was trying to find another word because I was saying faith twice. But
devout would be a good word.
Devout in her pursuit toward the goal. Because I'm going to start saying that when people have finished the race of life, and are now with the redeemed. I feel so she's she did go to Agnes Scott, but they said I don't know, because someone said she was an Agnes Scott alumni, but then a news report said that she just had a high school diploma. It doesn't really matter what her educational status was, whether she went to Agnes Scott or not. She had ties to the school, which is a Presbyterian all-girls school in Atlanta. So a friend of ours that went there, Tara Spooler McCabe, Reverend Tara Spooler McCabe, shared with me on Sunday how she got, as part of her religious studies class, she did a semester of weekly Bible study at the Carters.
Our Tara did a weekly Bible study with Rosalynn Carter.
Yes, and Jimmy. Yes.
Holy shit! How has she never mentioned this before?
Just because she's just Miss Roz. Where I'm just picturing this. I know they offered snacks. What do you think the snacks were, Jessie? Ginger, was it graham crackers, ginger snaps,
and lemonade or something?
Lemonade, lemon tea cookies.
I mean, they were in college. They were in seminary.
Yeah,
How
yeah. No, this is undergrad before they
this
went
is
to
undergrad?
seminary. Yeah, but she took a religious studies class, and for a semester, they had Bible study. They taught Bible study together. I remember like his 90, like the former President Carter's like 96th birthday. They were like, what did do you know what the former president did for his birthday? His birthday had fell on a Sunday. He went to his church and taught his adult Bible Sunday school Bible class that he's been teaching for 70 years, with the exception of when he was the president.
That's so bizarre.
I just feel like, because a lot of times people who are on the political left side of the aisle, their faith is not professed in the way that the other side professes their faith. Like, it's very performative on the other side. I don't care what anybody says anyway. And you do run the risk of it being performative if you do too much. Like, people can feel it. Like, there's a scripture about spirits testing the spirits. So like for me, someone who identifies herself as a spiritual person, like I know when I'm getting fed BS.
Well, I like even on the way down here. So we're in South Carolina right now, which you can imagine the billboards that we saw coming from Maryland to South Carolina. And there was one that just struck me, and it was this very white family on this billboard, and it says the legacy continues, and then at the bottom in small print was the name of the church and the website. And I'm like, I don't understand how any of that is about the church. Why are you advertising yourself? Like, that's not what the church is about. I don't understand.
No.
Like,
the legacy continues,
the
though?
legacy continues. And it was like, obviously, like parents, and then I don't know if it was like son and daughter, or like son and daughter-in-law, or daughter and son-in-law, whatever it was. But it was like an older-ish couple and a younger couple. And I'm just like, no, that tells me I'm walking in and it's completely like Joel Osteen-esque, like give me all your money type of thing. Not this isn't Christ-centered at all. When the name of your church is in fine print, this has nothing to do with Jesus.
Absolutely. How was the drive down?
It was long. I think we hit a lot of traffic. I think there's a storm on the East Coast right now, so it was like raining the entire way down here. That people just don't know how to drive in the rain. So what was supposed to take like 5 hours yesterday ended up taking 8. And then what was supposed to take 4 hours today took like 7. So
you are in the Palmetto state. Do you like Palmetto cheese, Jessie?
Every once in a while, if it's in a cheese ball, I don't mind palmetto cheese and cheese balls, if that makes sense. Have you ever had a cheese ball?
No.
Like not even at like a party, they like put a cheese ball in the middle of a cracker tray. You like
I've never had it in a ball, no.
No? You just out of the tub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how's the weather though? You're outside with just a hoodie on.
I am. It's about similar to what it is in Maryland, but it's like 60 something degrees. I don't know if it's colder in Maryland now, but it's a little crazy. It's fine. Okay. It's rainy. It was hailing on the last like 30 minutes of our drive here.
Yeah.
But it was fine. Are you glad that you're not traveling for Thanksgiving?
I am. And it's so funny because I was just thinking about this like literally like 2 hours ago about I was trying to remember when did my mom drive? Because there were times where we hosted in upstate New York, right? And both sides of the family is so big. So we never had like my grandfather's side and my grandmother's side at the same time. It was one or the other.
Yeah.
But I remember the few times we would come to DC for Thanksgiving, but I just never remember sitting in traffic. So I wonder, did we leave on like Monday or Tuesday? Was I here all week? I don't remember that. I don't remember the driving part.
I wonder if did you ever drive at night? Like, did your parents ever make you like
Yeah, I remember driving it
during the day and then you guys would drive at night type of thing?
Yeah, sometimes not so much to come to DC, but I remember doing that like if we had to drive to Alabama or Georgia or something like that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite dish
on Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I'm all about mac and cheese, but it has to be homemade. Like,
yeah.
I'm a mac and cheese snob, Shawnee. I very much am. Like, I don't do Kraft mac and cheese. I don't have the Blue Box Blues. I don't do Velveeta. Like, it has to be homemade, baked mac and cheese.
I mean, I'm here for all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually not much of a turkey person. I don't really need the turkey, honestly.
No. I think people are hit or miss with turkey. Like, it's either like so a lot of times the turkeys that we get that we've experienced have been incredibly dry. Like, some people either know how to make a turkey or they don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd much rather just like get a chicken breast and cook that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. So I need to ask, I put it out on Facebook like a year ago because I live in Ward 8, which is predominantly Black neighborhood. I go to the grocery store, didn't see it this year, but saw it last year and was immediately confused because there was a whole end cap of the ingredients to make green bean casserole. And I was confused as to why it was a Campbell's soup end cap, right?
Yeah.
So you had the coupons for the Campbell's soup and all of that. I guess cream of mushroom goes in this concoction. And I was taken aback because I grew up with white people. I was the only, my family was the only family at our church, Emory United Methodist Church. I attended Girl Scouts with white people. My grandfather was on the Rotary Club with white people, right? White people were an everyday part of my life.
Uh-huh.
None of those white people ever served me no green bean casserole. I've never had it. I've never even not tried to eat it. And so I put it out on Facebook last year, and one of my dearest, longest time friends, Heather, who is a food snob, by the way, says, never heard of it, and it was also white. Never heard of it and won't be eating it. I just looked up the recipe. So when I put that post up last year, most people that have had it are Midwesterners, like your Ohio, Michigan, the Midwest.
Right. Yeah.
Have you had it, Jessie?
I have had it. I don't think I've ever actively looked at the ingredients. I didn't know there was soy sauce in green bean casserole. Did you know there was?
No.
Yes. Most of these recipes have, including the classic Campbell, have soy sauce in the recipe. That's interesting.
Okay, my mind went right to the fact that I don't understand it, but I'm going to take a stab at perhaps why it's there. So, and this is all stereotypical, okay? Because, this is a stereotype that white people recipes are not often seasoned thoroughly,
No.
right? And like, and so if you add soy sauce, you don't need, I mean, soy sauce is about the saltiest condiment ever.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that's supposed to add some type of flavor.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, I've had a couple of different versions of green bean casserole. It's not my go-to dish. The reason I eat green bean casserole is honestly because there's like this thing that happens when you mix cheddar cheese and those like crispy onion like straw. Like there's something lovely that happens about crispy onions that like I don't eat green bean casserole for the green beans or for the mushroom soup. I eat it for the cheese and the onions on top. Like I eat it for the most unhealthy part of it. But
that's interesting.
I also, with the exception of peas and ham and scalloped potatoes, I'm somebody that if I go to your house and you put something in front of me,
you're gonna eat it.
I will take a no thank you bite. Like I will put a little scoop on my plate to be polite, and I'll like do my best to keep my face as neutral as possible. My exceptions are peas, ham, and scalloped potatoes, and only scalloped potatoes because every time I eat them, I get sick.
You don't like ham?
I hate ham with a passion in any capacity. Yeah, and I can't stand peas.
Okay, so I have a story about peas, right? So my girlfriend, that's not my go-to vegetable. My girlfriend's staying at my house for a couple of days. She's helping out one single mom to another. This is years ago. I don't even know if Michaela and Alicia were even here. And I came home from work and she had cooked dinner. She cooked what was in my kitchen, which wasn't a lot. Man, she made these peas with bacon. It was the bacon. I think I ate the peas out the pot. I was like, what did you do? Like, what did you do with this peas? I've never had peas that taste this good.
Because it was cooked in bacon.
Yeah. I've never had peas again either. So that says a lot.
Yeah. I will say, and this may lose us some viewers or listeners, so maybe I shouldn't say it.
Say it.
I'm not a bacon person either. I will eat bacon on a potato skin, like on a appetizer, and then occasionally on like a burger of some sort.
So what's your go-to? Do you eat breakfast?
Yes.
What's your go-to breakfast meat?
Turkey sausage or like pork sausage or whatever.
I'm glad you did. I can rock with that, but don't say no daggone turkey bacon. That's not real bacon to me.
No, I don't do bacon of any kind unless it's on a potato skin and it's like in cheese and sour cream and everything.
I love bacon.
Most people do.
So yeah, I'm here for the mac and cheese. I'm here for pretty much all the sides. I could get down with all the sides.
What's your go-to though? What are you going back for more of?
All of them. No, the mac and cheese. Okay, so I have different plates because we have different meats.
Okay.
So the first plate will always have the standards, a little piece of turkey, preferably white meat, a little bit of dressing or stuffing, however, the stuffing goes in the bird. Okay, whatever. Okay. And then I have to eat that with a little bit of sweet potatoes.
Okay.
All right.
Do you like do just sweet potato or do you put like marshmallow and brown sugar and the whole
I do
thing?
the whole thing. My girl, okay, so I got 3 girls. One of them isn't a marshmallow fan, so I kind of don't put marshmallows in sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, that's how that goes. And then greens will be on that first plate, macaroni and cheese. Okay. But then if there's like a roast or a rib, usually it just depends. So on that plate, I'm gonna have my roast or a rib, whatever the pork is.
Yeah.
It could be ham, right? potato salad.
At Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Really?
String beans. Yes. Um, and probably rice, maybe some rice or mashed potatoes if they had those. Because we started doing both in the last 5 years. Okay. And then the third plate will have the salmon. They got stuffed salmon on the menu because one of my nephews is pescatarian. It's the whole thing.
That's all I have to say about that.
So yeah, so there's salmon on the menu. I mean, the amount of food on this daggone Thanksgiving menu is ridiculous.
But that's so funny because that's more meat than I've ever heard of. Like varying meats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, fried chicken, meatballs.
No shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, uh, turkey, ham, chicken wings, salmon, roast. That's the meats. Vegetables, string beans, collard greens, sweet potatoes, which is really a starch, but we're not going to go there. Cabbage, carbs, mac and cheese, potato salad, rice, corn pudding. I was supposed to do the broccoli and cheese casserole, but I forgot.
It's not that hard.
That means I have to go back to the store.
That's fair.
Nobody wants to be back at
not
the
on
store.
a Wednesday. No.
Then desserts, rum cake, honey bun cake, carrot cake, sweet potato pie.
Pause. What is a honey bun cake?
Oh my gosh. It is the best thing ever. So
you said it in my mouth, just like literally salivated when you said that.
Okay. It's not, I don't do it homemade, but it's all good. So it is a yellow box cake, right?
Okay.
And then when you go but you're going to need so I'm doing a bump pan. So I had to get 4 boxes because you take the first layer, right? You take half of the batter, you layer it, and then you put brown sugar, and then you layer the top, right? Mm-hmm. And then the icing, like a honey bun icing, all it is vanilla, vanilla and vanilla extract and confectionery sugar, and you just whip it, but you glaze it as soon as it comes out the oven so it can frost. It is so good. It tastes just like a honey bun.
Tastes like a honey bun. It sounds amazing.
It is. So
all right, so you have a rum cake, honey bun cake. What were the other ones? Sweet potato pie
and carrot cake.
And carrot cake. You guys don't do pumpkin or apple or anything like that?
They don't like hot fruit.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Now, is this just you and your kids, or is this your in-laws too?
In-laws too.
Okay.
So now, when I was growing up, we did coconut pie, apple cobblers, cobbler, peach cobbler, lemon meringue. It was a whole bunch of sweets because there was some bakers in the family. Yeah. They've all gone to glory now. Ain't nobody got time to be making no daggone stuff from scratch. They even made their rolls from scratch.
No.
Bless her soul.
We had some Hawaiian sweet rolls.
Yeah. Appetizers, because we can't eat till like 4:30, 5 o'clock because my brother-in-law doesn't get off work.
That's fair.
Spinach dip, steak and cheese egg rolls, crab cake egg rolls, and buffalo chicken dip.
Wow. Those aren't light appetizers either. That's like a whole meal in and of itself.
No. Yeah. This is
now. What time do you go over? Like, what time does your day begin?
It start like about 12:30, 1 o'clock. Okay. I'm doing Faith does Thanksgiving service. We used to do it in person because we used to do it with the churches around us.
Yeah.
But that stopped during COVID. So now we're virtual. So I'll do that and I'll run the tech.
Is that at night or is that in the morning?
Tomorrow morning.
Oh, tomorrow morning. Okay.
Yeah, like 10 o'clock. And we should be finished by like before 11.
That's cool.
So yeah.
That's nice.
That's a lot of food though. When you coming home?
Saturday.
Oh.
I'm just like flabbergasted by the fullness of that menu. Like, that's like walking into a Golden Corral or something. I have no complaints. I'm just thinking about like why people are so simple. Like, you get a turkey or you get a ham. And you
one day, but 1 year. How about 1 year we tried to switch it up and said, "Oh, we're gonna have Italian dishes." And I'll never forget this because the most pickiest kid in the world said, "There's no greens in potato salad." That's when I knew we had messed up. Because Alicia was like 5 years old. I just told this story to a friend this morning because I was like, you can't be changing routines. Mm-hmm. Just stick with the staples.
Yeah.
These are the gifts of God.
I mean, people come to expect things on Thanksgiving.
She's like, there's no greens in potato salad. She was 5.
That's the one that's throwing me. Like the meats, I can get down with. Like, but the potato salad is throwing me. That throws me.
You can't have no ham without potato salad. It's literally, you know why there's so much food? Because we took the meat, and the meat has its own sides.
Yeah.
If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you can't have ham without potato salad. You can't have turkey without dressing. You can't have, right? You can't have fried chicken without macaroni and cheese. It just all goes together.
That makes sense. That makes total sense. That makes complete and total sense.
Just imagine you don't eat ham, but I'm just trying to picture myself biting into a little piece of honey baked ham, and I'm like, well, where's the potato salad? And then be mad that there is none.
No, okay. Is that just at Thanksgiving, or if like in the middle of the summer you go to a barbecue and there's potato salad, are you expecting ham?
I'm expecting a meat that goes with potato salad. Okay. Other than chicken, I'm expecting a rib.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how you compartmentalize
yes.
your food, is this side goes with this meat.
Yes.
I so appreciate that. I so appreciate that.
So
the rice is new for me. I had a friend of like one of my closest friends, Sasha. Her family's Puerto Rican, and they serve rice at their Thanksgiving, and we did Thanksgiving with them a few years ago. And it was the first time I'd ever had rice at Thanksgiving, and I'm like, this is brand new information.
Okay, so my grandmother is from the Bamberg, South Carolina, and they traced their roots back a while ago, but there's some Geechee descendant. Okay. Geechee, and that's a culture from West Africa of rice. So rice, like, we brought it over here, and it's like that. Yeah, rice at every meal.
Yeah,
I grew up with rice. There was a pot of rice on the stove almost every dinner.
Yeah.
White rice.
White rice.
And I don't know how to cook it without it being in a bag. My ancestors are so mad at me right now. Like, my grandmother is probably like, I didn't taught you how to make this. She's probably disgusted because my mother was, but she saw me make rice one day.
Yeah.
And my mother was like,
Yeah.
And when you got the from my mom, she was thinking.
Yeah. There are a lot of ways that we cook food in our house that I'm like, my proverbial black card would be denied. I would not be invited to the barbecue, but I will just say we don't put raisins in potato salad, and we do season our food.
Yes.
So
And and then okay, I don't know why this is a thing for Black people, but we rinse our meat before we cook it.
That's not just a Black people thing.
Okay, good, because some people don't do that.
I don't think we do, but I've had this debate with people, not me personally, but I've witnessed this debate between other cultures and white people.
Okay.
I don't think it's a white people thing, but I think other non-white people do rinse their meat.
I don't rinse like ground beef or ground turkey or stuff like that.
But like chicken and like
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm rinsing it before I don't know. All right, so
we can just call this a special Thanksgiving episode and just air it tomorrow.
I agree. We should do that.
This is just a fun conversation.
It really was. Bonus episode.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, I love that, Jesse. Yeah. But in the meantime, but I want to give thanks. And, and so as we round this out, because, I mean, you gave the titles of our topics: pop culture, political shit, Jesus stuff. So we'll round it off with Jesus stuff. And I'll just want to talk about the Trans Day of Remembrance, which was Monday, November 20th, honoring Rita Hester, who was a trans woman that was murdered 30 years ago, Jesse?
Yeah.
About 30 years ago. And one of her friends in honor of her life and those lives that have been taken due to violence, due to people not seeing their humanity. Tidor was born. Mm-hmm. And I just want to lift up the 320 trans people that have been killed from October 1st of 2022 through September 30th of 2023. And that's just the ones that are reported.
Yeah. And
we don't know.
Yeah, and of those, I think it's important to note that 80% of those 320 plus people are people of color. Yeah. And over 80% are trans women of color.
Yeah. So
and 50% were killed at gunpoint.
Yeah. So we have, while we are giving thanks for all the ways that God provides and has gifted us throughout this year, don't want to leave on a somber note, but want to leave on a real note. How about that? Yeah. This is real. This is part of life, right? And so, what can you do?
Yeah. I think there's a part in the liturgy that we recorded that it's my favorite part that I wrote, and that I ended up using your clip, which was, we need to do a better job of seeing our neighbors as ourselves. And
yes,
we need to do better, and we need to love better.
Yes.
And I give thanks that we continue to have the opportunity to do better and to love better.
Yep. I give thanks for the opportunity to come and have a platform that we can lift that up. That I get to call you friend, Jesse. So I give thanks for that too. Give thanks that, Sarah was like, yeah, record the podcast the day before Thanksgiving. So
you're going to need it. You're going to need it.
So give thanks for all of that. And yeah, I totally love the special episode.
Yes. And if you're listening today, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Peace. Pause. Time to hear from our sponsors. The Embracing Race podcast is sponsored by the Gen Out Youth Chorus. Gen Out is an outreach ensemble of the Gay Men's Chorus of Washington, D.C. Gen Out's mission is to give young LGBTQ plus and allied youth a voice to connect to the community. The ensemble is open to all singers between the ages of 13 and 18. For more information, contact www.gmcw.org. Isn't it our hope that we could come together as a society across the chasm of race and become the beloved community that Dr. King imagined? Interwoven Congregation's mission is to organize and support partnerships between faith communities with different racial compositions in order to foster racial justice and healing. For more information, visit interwovencongregations.org. HOD Records. It is not HOD, but it is HOD, no periods in between. HOD Records is a talent and artist development company that specializes in artistry development and content creation. Serving the DMV and beyond, HOD creates a family-centered management style that promotes a collaborative spirit. Check out HOD Records on all social media platforms and visit hodrecords.media for more information. Thank you all to our sponsors.